I finally found a good one. My heart was full on swooning. My head, for once, was in agreement that this was a good guy. Even my mom liked him. There was only one problem. The downstairs department was not on board. No, absolute radio silence. Bueller? Hello, I'm Kelly Shanley, a stand-up comic who spent 10 years on the dating apps in LA. And these are my stories. Welcome to the Dating is Nuts podcast, formerly known as For Love or Peanut Butter. Quick announcement, we are now on Patreon. Yay! Go check out the link in our show notes to become an OG Lover Nutter today for behind the scenes making the podcast and more perks. This is episode 210, my third date with Andrew. He was perfect until we kissed. If you missed my second date with Andrew, go back to episode 206 to check it out. Or if you need to, go all the way back to episode 202 to start from the beginning. But then come right back here. After our romantic sunset on the lake date, things were going well with Andrew. I had some feelings bubbling up inside me that for once were not heartburn or indigestion. Romantic hope and optimism? What the fuck is this? Those feelings, like tiny hummingbirds, are adorable, hypnotizing, and often fleeting. I was hoping they wouldn't fly away so quickly this time. Andrew called me the next day to set up our next date and invited me on a bike ride adventure to a spot I'd never been before, which I enthusiastically accepted. He offered to meet at my house and bike from there, which meant there was a good chance he would run into my mom. I told him such in the cautious manner to which I had become accustomed. My last boyfriend wanted nothing to do with meeting my mom, and things got awkward when she was visiting me in LA and came to watch my softball game. I played on multiple teams at the time, and this happened to be the team that I played on with my boyfriend. I told him she would be there because she always comes to my games when she's in town, and you'd have thought that I had asked him to get a tattoo that said "I heart Kelly forever" across his forehead. On game day, he barely said hello to her and shot me dirty looks as if it had all been some elaborate ruse to force him into a more serious relationship with me. Girl. I know. I should have known right then. The scarring from that pleasant interaction led me to assume that all men would feel the same way. Not that they wouldn't like my mom because she's awesome, but that they wouldn't want to take that next step with me. I could not have been more wrong. After I told Andrew my mom would be at the house when he picked me up, he said, "I'd love to meet your mom. She sounds super cool." Oh, that's new. Andrew arrived on a beautiful sunny day, his bike in the back of his pickup truck and a grin on his face. He scooped me into a big hug, and I could feel how excited he was to see me. Not like that. Not like that. My mom stepped away from her bed of gold and purple pansies to meet Andrew, and of course they got along immediately, which was reassuring. My head and my heart and my mom were all on Team Andrew. I just needed my vagina to join the squad. We threw on our helmets and backpacks and headed down the road to the bike path that wrapped around the lake. We stopped by the Tahoe House Bakery for some sandwiches. If you're ever in North Lake Tahoe, it's delicious. And continued around the west shore of the lake. After a pretty steep hill ride up into a neighborhood, we reached a dirt path, and then we ditched our bikes behind a high-security tree and started the hiking portion of the date. It was late spring, early summer, so there was still some snow on the ground. We picked our way through some melting chunks of snow and wet dirt, Andrew offering me his hand for balance here and there. More mountain chivalry.
The purest chivalry.
And eventually reached the top. The view was breathtaking. You could see the entire lake, which is 72 miles in diameter, so that's no small feat, and was a crisp cobalt mirror of the bluebird sky. So pretty. We ate our sandwiches and warded off a couple of bees, but other than that, there was not a human in sight. So naturally, we smoked a joint and then had mountaintop sex right there on the rocks. I'm just kidding, but wouldn't that be like ruggedly romantic? Yeah. We did smoke that joint, though.
Fucking stoners.
Andrew sat behind me and wrapped his arms around me, kissing my cheek and nuzzling me. He was so sweet and attentive. I knew he would treat me well if we ended up together. The moment was interrupted by his phone ringing, which didn't even bother me because his ringtone was Bobby McFerrin's "Don't Worry, I'll Be Happy." I'm a terrible whistler, but you get it, right? This actually felt like another sign from Mama Universe because my ringtone just so happens to be the chorus section of Bob Marley's Three Little Birds, where he sings, "Baby, don't worry about a thing." Kismet? Coincidence? Soulmates?
Fucking stoners.
Whatever it was, it made me smile. After lunch, we made our way back down the trail, and Andrew played more music to accompany our journey. We sang along with the tunes we knew, picking our way through the dirt and slush as gracefully as possible. I may have become like a little clumsy after our mountaintop smoking session, but Andrew didn't seem to mind. He laughed it off and caught my arm when I slipped a couple times. I just about collapsed when Up on Cripple Creek came onto his playlist. That was my dad's favorite song to play on the guitar. And I have a very strong sense memory that sends me right back to childhood, dancing around the living room with my sister. Mama Universe was working overtime today. The next time I saw Andrew was at his place a few days later. We hung out, eating popcorn and playing on his endo balance board like a couple of teenagers. I felt really comfortable with him. He had all the best toys, too, including a backpacking hammock that was bolted into the walls of his studio, which I obviously had to try out. I climbed in and enveloped myself in it like a caterpillar in a cocoon, hoping to emerge a lustful butterfly who wanted to jump his bones.
Animal lust.
Andrew came and sat on the floor next to me. He didn't quite trust the hammock to hold the weight of two people, but he wanted to be near me. He leaned in and kissed me, and my body immediately tensed up. What? No, that is not the right response. I was really hoping for at ease, relaxed, maybe even a little horny, huh? None of those things happened. Damn it. Andrew kept kissing me, and I kissed him back, willing it to feel the way I wanted it to. Here we were, alone at his place, making out in a freaking hammock right next to his bed. The scene was set. The next step was almost too easy. I liked Andrew so much. I could literally picture our future together. Raising kids, boating, hiking, biking, laughing, skiing, adventuring. Literally everything made sense. But I just wanted him to stop kissing me. Fuck. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with your friends. Seriously, if you thought of anyone during this episode, I don't know, maybe someone who likes hiking dates or Bob Marley, or maybe someone who you wish hadn't ended up in the friend zone just because of your downstairs. The best thing you can do is send this to them. Obviously, it helps me if you share this, but I genuinely hope it helps you too, to feel less alone in your chaotic dating journey. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and be sure to tune in to the next episode where we will finally, hopefully, maybe get to hang out with the very dreamy Brooks again. I'm still Kelly Shanley, and I will see you next time, Lover Nutters. Threw on our helmets and backpacks and headed down the road. We threw on our helmets and backpacks. Wow. After a pretty steep hill ride up into a neighborhood. How far away is Phil's coffee? 14 minutes. Okay, I have a little time. Baby, don't worry about a thing. My universe was working overtime today.